At a time when Africa's destiny hangs in the balance, visionary words, whether imagined or real, have the power to shape hearts and store nations. What you are about to hear is a creative tribute, a powerful reflection of the hopes, struggles, and bold spirit. Let's dive into the main message.
Africa is not a continent waiting to be saved. It is a sleeping giant stirring from centuries of induced slumber. The winds that blow across the Sahel now carry whispers of awakening voices that no longer wish to echo foreign scripts. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, names once dismissed as footnotes in your intelligence reports, now reverberate across the world stage, not as victims but as visionaries. We have awoken not to negotiate our chains, but to melt them in the furnace of a new African dawn. We will not pretend anymore. We know the truth, and the truth is this: your development aid was a leash, your partnerships were parasites, your security was a siege. For decades, you called us fragile states, but fragility was manufactured. You robbed us, then blamed our weakness. You infiltrated our institutions, then claimed we were corrupt. You funded warlords and destabilized governments, then sold us peace at a profit. We are no longer confused, we are no longer ashamed, and we are no longer alone. You experimented on our economies with your structural adjustments. You slashed our education, healthcare budgets in the name of efficiency, while you gave subsidies to your own farmers. You told us to privatize our water, our seeds, our air. You patented life. You turned poverty into a business model. And when we resisted, you sent your media to shame us, your embassies to warn us, and your armies to threaten us. No more. Burkina Faso is not a lab rat. Africa is not a rehearsal stage for Western policy failures. We reject your ready-made democracies that crumble under the first wind of reality. All sovereignty is not a negotiation. We are not anti-West. We are pro-dignity. We are not isolationists, we are liberationists. And we do not seek revenge. We seek redemption for the land, for the people, and for the future. We were born from the embers of Sankara and Lumumba, not to repeat their fate, but to finish their mission. We are not merely soldiers with guns. We are thinkers with a cause. We are farmers with resolve. We are students with clarity. We are women with fire in our hearts. We are youth with thunder in our steps. The West fears our weapons, but it should fear our ideas even more. Because we do not want to become the next France or America. We want to become fully Africa. The dream is not to copy the West. It is to complete the African soul that was interrupted by chains, by bullets, by lies. We are not guests on our soil. We are the landlords, the guardians, the rebirth. This message I send is not a declaration of war. It is a declaration of truth. If the West continues its schemes, the infiltration, the bribery, the weaponization of aid, the manipulation of our media, the assassinations in shadows, the coups in disguise, then the continent you once called the helpless will show you a strength you have never seen. Not through terror, not through chaos, but through an unshakable unity. A unity not bought in summits, but forged in suffering. The African people are not blind anymore. They are watching, they are reading between the lines. They are questioning the narratives, and they are preparing up. Every attack on one of us, whether in the boardroom or on the battlefield, is now felt across borders. Every humiliation delivered to one nation is remembered by the next. We do not sleep anymore. To those African leaders still dancing for foreign applause, understand this. The seats you cling to are borrowed, the palaces you occupy are paper walls. When the people rise, your titles will mean nothing. We are not calling for anarchy, we are calling for accountability. The old way of bribery, disguised as diplomacy of betrayal rewarded with praise, is ending. The youth no longer want your gifts, they want your resignation. The farmers no longer want your speeches, they want their land back. The workers no longer want your slogans, they want systems that respect their labor. Sinos has expired, and when the puppets fall, it will not be because of Western sanctions, it will be because of African awakening. The people will rise, the soil will speak, the wind will carry the truth. We are no longer seeking approval to be ourselves, we are no longer seeking permission to protect our children from foreign made wars. We are no longer applying for dignity like a visa. We are here, we are rising, we are rewriting the rules. Burkina Faso is not leading a rebellion, we are honoring a resurrection. The resurrection of a continent that has paid the price in full. To the West, this is not a goodbye, it is a boundary. Do not cross it with lies. Do not cross it with bribes. Do not cross it with fear. Cross it only with respect. Africa is not waiting for justice. We are delivering it to ourselves, by ourselves, for ourselves. Let the world hear this last warning, not as a whisper of resentment, but as a roar of rebirth. We have survived the worst. Now we will create the best. History may not remember those who tried to stop us, but it will never forget those who stood with us. We are Africa, and we are done asking. We have seen your drones, we have seen your sanctions, we have seen your surveillance, but nothing frightens us more than losing our future to silence. You misunderstand power. You think it lives in your warships and your currency, but real power, it lives in the will of the people, and Africa's will can no longer be bent. The farmers who return to their fields despite the bullets, the children who learn under trees with no schools, the mothers who survive on hope, these are our superpowers. You cannot bomb resolve. You cannot occupy pride. You cannot assassinate an idea whose time has come. From Lagos to Ouagadougou, from Dakar to Dar es Salaam, the drumbeat is the same. We will not be broken. We will build our nations brick by brick, even if the world doubts us. Because Africa is not a project, it is a promise. We know that standing up comes with a price. We know they will call us dictators. They will freeze our assets, they will spread lies, they may even try to end our lives. But we are not afraid of dying. We are afraid of dying without having lived for something worthy. Burkina Faso is not standing alone. A new Africa is forming, not in the palaces but in the villages, not in embassies but in classrooms, not on paper but in hearts. This Africa speaks with its own voice. It prays with its own soul. It dreams in its own colors. We are not a continent of problems. We are a continent of possibilities. And we are done waiting for permission to unlock them. This message is not a farewell to the world. It is a call to the world to see us clearly. Africa is no longer kneeling. Africa is no longer invisible. Africa is no longer silent. From this moment on, we walk with our heads high, not in defiance but in dignity. To those who come in peace and respect, our doors are open. To those who come with chains, physical or economic, our resistance will be unshakable. This is the last warning, not because we seek conflict, but because we will no longer accept conditions disguised as cooperation. The sun is rising on this continent, and it will not set again in shame. Africa has spoken. Let the world listen.
Hello, hope you enjoyed the news. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the notification button so you get notified about fresh news updates.